Welcome back to Wittenberg Academy's Latin 3 course. This is lesson 86, learning the Latin infinitive. The infinitive mood is in fact a verbal noun. It has neither person nor number and makes no change of form to show case. It retains a verbal value, has voice and tense, takes adverbial modifiers, and governs cases. There are three tenses to the infinitive in Latin: the present, which has to do with continued action; the future, which has to do with future action and is used only in indirect discourse. Don't worry about that yet. The perfect, which has to do with completed action. Stems and endings. The present tense, active and passive, belong to the present system. The future active is formed by combining essa with the future active participle. The future passive by combining iri with the supine and Obviously, we haven't learned the supine yet. Don't worry about it. The perfect active belongs to the perfect system. The perfect passive is formed by combining essa with the perfect passive participle. So, how are these formed? The present stem plus re. Okay? The passive present is the present stem plus re, except in the third conjugation, which has a present stem simply in e, as in dookie. And we're going to look at all these on the next page. The future is the participial stem plus urus essa. The supine in for the passive voice plus iri. The perfect has the perfect stem plus issa. The perfect participle for the passive plus essa is the passive voice. And so then on page 169 you can see examples of this, which makes it much more clear. So let's look at laudare. So the verb is laudo. We know that this first conjugation verbs have their stem in a, so the infinitive is laudare. So again, you need to know how to form your principal parts. And again, I told you to put a little sticky note back here on page 292, so you can see your principal parts there. Laudo, laudare, laudavi, laudatus. Present, indicative active, first person singular. Present infinitive, perfect first person singular and active, and laudatus is the passive participle. So, learning those principal parts, right, you need to be able to do that so you can form all these infinitives. So, the future active, laudatorus essa, to be going to praise, about to praise would be the best way to think of that, about to praise. And laudawissa, to have praised. So monera, that's the infinitive, we should already know. We take, to make the active infinitive, you take the participial stem and you add urus, so moniturus essa, about to advise, and monuissa, to have advised. Regera, right, to rule, recturus essa, about to rule, and rexissa, to have ruled. Audira, to hear, auditurus essa, about to hear, audivissa, to have heard. So again, you need to memorize how to build these. The present is a principal part, which should be easy enough. You should have the hang of that for all four conjugations. The future active infinitive, you form on the stem of the fourth principal part, the perfect passive participle. You add urus to the stem with essa, and the perfect is formed on the perfect stem, and the ending is issa. In the passive voice, instead of laudare, it's laudari. Instead of monera, it's moneri. Instead of regera, it's regi. Instead of audire, it's audiri. Okay? And now he tells you to use the supine. How do you form the supine? The supine is on the participial stem with So that's how you form it. So it's laudatum iri, monitum iri, rectum iri, about to be praised, about to be advised, about to be ruled, about to be heard. And the perfect passive infinitive laudatus, so simply the perfect passive participle plus essa. Two have been praised. Manitus essa. Two have been advised, and so forth. So you need to memorize. I would advise you to simply memorize both the chart on the bottom of page 168, how these are built, and then also have like essentially a vocabulary flashcard. That says on the one side present active infinitive of laudo, on the other side laudare, perfect active participle of mono, monoissa, etc. And then some vocabulary. Dolio, to feel pain, to grieve, to be sorry. Negotium is business or trouble. Gaudio is rejoice. Pagina is a page. And perficio, to finish or accomplish. So, this is a week where you may even want to pause and really learn this information before you tackle the sentences. But when you're ready, here are the sentences. Videre te cupio. Videre te cupio. Cupio, I desire to see you. I desire to see you. That's the present active infinitive, videre. Negotium magnum est navigare. Negotium magnum est navigare. So, magnum negotium, a great business, a great trouble, is to navigate. So, to sail. So in English, we would put the infinitive first, and we can use the infinitive as a verbal noun in the same way. To sail is great trouble. But then we can also use the participle for that in English. Sailing is a great trouble. But in Latin, they would use the infinitive. 3. Complera paginam copiebamus. Complera paginam copiebamus. So we desired, we were desiring to complete the page, to fill up the page. Summum malum est vivere cum hominibus malis. Summum malum est vivere cum hominibus malis. So the greatest evil is vivere, to live with evil men. 5. In natura tria sunt, unum gaudera, alterum dolera, tertium nec gaudera nec dolera. In nature there are three things. One, to rejoice, another, to grieve, and a third, neither to rejoice nor to grieve. Difficula est rapidissimo flumine opera perficera. Difficula erat rapidissimo flumine opera perficera. It was what? It was difficult, perficera, to complete opera, the works, which they're probably talking about a bridge. It was difficult to complete the works in the most rapid river. Okay. So, need to memorize those forms of the infinitive, and then we'll continue with more uses of the infinitive in Lesson 87.